impact of retirement plans on your job offer. There are 3 specific elements of a retirement plan that could impact your offer analysis. Let's talk about them. Here are the learning outcomes for this video. By the end of the video, you should 1. Understand that retirement plans might include indirect compensation. 2. Understand automatic contributions, employer matching, and vesting. And 3. Understand how this indirect compensation should influence your offer analysis. Let's get started. As discussed in an earlier video, you should be trying to figure out the total compensation of your job offer. The total compensation is the sum of all direct and indirect compensation. Indirect compensation is compensation that you don't receive directly. There are 2 types of indirect compensation that might be included in retirement plans. The first type of indirect compensation is an automatic contribution, meaning the employer puts additional cash into your retirement plan without you doing anything. For example, an employer offering a 401k might make a 3% automatic contribution to each employee's plan at the end of every year. If an employee's salary is $60,000, then that means the employer would contribute 3%, which is $1,800, to the retirement plan at the end of the year. The second type of indirect compensation is employer matching of employee contributions. Some employers will match some or all of employee contributions to the retirement plan up to a certain amount. Similar to automatic contributions, any employer match is free cash for the employee, which is awesome. It's important to note that some employers will make their contributions to employee retirement accounts conditional. The most common condition is called vesting, which means an employee must work for a certain amount of time to lock in the employer's contributions. This amount of time is called the vesting period. If the employee does not work at the company by the end of the vesting period, then they lose the employer's contributions to the retirement plan. Even though the employee would lose the employer's contributions, they wouldn't lose their own contributions. The employee gets to keep those no matter what. Let's use an example to illustrate these concepts. Imagine you receive a job offer and one of the benefits offered is an employer-sponsored 401k retirement plan. At the end of every year, the employer will make an annual automatic contribution to the plan of 3% of your salary and will match every contribution you make up to 5% of your salary. To earn the employer's automatic and matching contributions, you must work at the company for 3 years. Using those offer details, let's crunch some numbers. Assume that your offered salary is $60,000 to start, and then you work at the company for 3 years. Your salary goes up $10,000 each year. Looking at this table, you can see that over the 3-year period, a total of $27,300 was contributed to your 401k, with the employer accounting for $16,800 of that, made up of the $6,300 in automatic contributions and $10,500 in matches. That's a lot of cash paid into your retirement plan by the employer. Now let's assume that you decided to leave the company the day before the end of year 3, meaning you didn't work through the end of the vesting period. In that case, you didn't receive the automatic employer contributions or matching at the end of year 3, and the employer clawed back all of its contributions from years 1 and 2. Even though you get to keep the money that you contributed to the plan, which is $10,500, you ended up losing $16,800 because it didn't vest. Hopefully you'll receive at least a $16,800 raise from your new employer to make up for this loss. Indirect compensation from a retirement plan should factor into your job offer analysis. For example, you might review the offered salary and determine that it's a bit low, but if you subsequently find out that the employer offers generous matching on the retirement plan, then this could offset the lower salary. That's the end of this foundational video, but just a reminder that this video is part of a longer playlist. The playlist is in chronological order, meaning videos at the beginning of the playlist cover things that occur at the beginning of a job search and vice versa. If you liked this video, then you should check out the other videos in the playlist. If you thought this video was confusing, then try going backwards in the playlist to learn more about job search up until this point, or even forwards in the playlist to see how things come together. Thanks.